Hello everyone, welcome to jobskillshare.com. Today I'm going to be making this video. Just like every video I say, if you're first time joining in from YouTube or any other link, this is jobskillshare.com, where I teach free courses IT. And I'm sorry, my voice is messed up today. I'm sick, so I'm trying to make this very short video, but I want to cover a lesson that I've started on help desk ticket system. Help desk 2014 help desk support specialist course. And in this course, this video will be basically going to software deployment section and software deployment. So once you go to the learning path, after that you go to open the learning path, and this will be located on left side right here, which is software installation / deployment. In this one I did the basic to advanced software installation by IT, and I showed basically free software that is extremely easy to use. Even you can do a lot of advanced stuff on that too. But today what I'm talking about is software that is used by many enterprise, corporate, and business companies that they already have Microsoft servers, and then this application is already implemented on it. Now I'm going to start with saying this, that you're not going to install the software on servers. That is server engineers' job, or server administrators. They do this part for you. So when you basically sign in or join the company, this is already configured for you. Even somebody will walk you through with the client installation on your PC, and then you can basically do a lot of stuff from this from this one right here, which is a basic software distribution in System Center 2012 Configuration Manager SP1. This is what we're going to talk about today. And most of the companies have 2007, and they're getting updated to that 2012. So I'm going to go through some basic software deployment in this system, and then you guys will basically see the difference between the two softwares that we just use. One is extremely easy. You plug in, you deploy, and just punch in the switches and everything is good. And this one you have to do a little bit more than that, but like I said, it depends if that software will be approved by your manager. But this one definitely will be approved, because I think every manager should know about this, or any administrators, because this is coming from Microsoft. So today I'm going to show you guys basically, I'm going to start with the lab here. This is a server 2008, and the software that I was talking about is right here, Configuration Manager Console. So this stuff will be already done for you. Either you will get access to server where you do this, or either you install a client on Windows 7 or Windows 8, and you basically fire it up from there, and you can do stuff. You can do almost anything from that too. Just like Active Directory client on your Windows 7, you go in and add users from Windows 7. You can also do this with this one. Here we're gonna start here. First we need to go to Configuration Manager, and again, this video is not showing deployments, like this is what we, not like different software. This is what I'm showing you guys when you guys go to a company, and this is kind of skill. If you want this, if you go to a new company and then you see this, you're not shocked, like, what is this? I don't even know about this. So this is a good time to learn about it. Go online, go Google System Center 2012 Configuration Manager, and then learn about it, what it can do. It can do a lot of stuff, but today, since we are in the section of deployment and just softwares, we're going to only touch the software part of it. And that's basically when we open this application, you see on the bottom right here, which is software library. You click on that. So once you click on that, you click on expand this application management, and do you see you can do a lot of different stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to only touch the basic ones, so then you guys can see the deployment. The first one, you click on packages, and when you click on packages, you see two packages are already built in by default. One is a user state migration tool for Windows 8, so they want you to basically, because they know that you're going to be upgrading to Windows 8, so they made it easier for you. And the other one is a client package that every PC should have, and this is the difference between PDQ deploy and this one. This software runs with a client on a machine. You have to have a client on a machine to be able to push softwares and do a lot of other stuff. Now in PDQ you don't need that, you just need .NET 3.5 or up. I believe it's 3.5 or up, I'm not sure, but I do know you need 3.5. So that's the difference between this and that. So what you do is basically, if you want to create a package and you want to deploy it to the machine, there are some steps you have to take. First, you can create a package from a definition which is already built in, or you can create your own package. What we're going to do in this one, we're going to create a package from definition, so you guys know the options, what's going on here, and kind of relate it to the last videos that we made. So in this one, you click on create package. Now like I said, it has already package is already there. The way it works is basically you have to go and find what do you want to basically deploy. And in most of the companies, you would have, if you're doing deployment, you make one folder and you drop down all the MSI or .exe files in there, in that folder. Now in this case, in this server, the folders are right here on the lab. Okay, so we go here and then we go to primary. Let's see, and the lab files basically have the software that I'm looking for. Let's say we were just deploying MS Math. It's kind of like a software that does math and stuff like that, and you double click on that. You can also go to the MSI file inside. You can also go from the C drive, and then I can just easily go there, but I just wanted to show you guys that you guys can do it this way too, because it creates a shared path in there. So now what you do is you click on open. When you click on open, it already basically defined the version, Microsoft Math, and everything is done for you. All you gotta do is click next, and then after that you do is you leave that options. You can basically click other options, but I will leave this right there. Always obtain source file from a source folder, and then you can see the file is coming from here. Network path is UNC name. You can also pick local or site server. So once you click next, this will create a package, and that's it. So you see that it was that easy when it was already defined. Like, it was already, this was already made for you guys, so a lot of stuff were already done. So now all you gotta do is click on deploy. You click right here, deploy, and then after that you go to browse, and here I use system unattended, so if there's nobody on the computer still on, you don't need to be worried about users. Collection is basically, now you can just pick all systems if you're not sure, but I'm pretty sure that you will only deploy softwares when you know that clients are being installed. So this part is done before, or what happened is, like, when we get PCs and we make an image or we create a new PC, this client part is done at that time, so you're not worried about deploying clients at, if you're not sure, like, oh, does this person have a client, does he have a client or not, so I need to make sure that I deploy the client first and then shoot down software. But this is done like when the imaging is done, so this is kind of part that makes it easier, and you're not worried about this step anymore. So all the clients have manager clients in there, and it's configured correctly, so then you can basically do a lot of troubleshooting stuff from here or deploy softwares. So you click next. Now the reason I'm telling you guys about the imaging and about the other folders is that this is not just deploying here. There's other steps to it too, and this is why I'm making this video so I can tell you guys what's going on the real job. So we basically create a folder that has a lot of files in there, and then after that you have a server that is installed. This software is installed on that server. You basically get an access directly to this application, and then you just go in and do the same step that I'm doing right now. But when the client part, I'm telling you guys, it's basically a physical part that when you get a new computer, you create an image of it, you basically run that client and do all the setup at that time, so you're not worried about it. So that was the main idea of this video, basically to tell you guys. Now when you click on distribution point here, you basically click the server and then click next, and two options. You can say required, and required will basically run application once you configure the client, or you can say available. You know what we'll just do available, so then user can pick it up and install it. So click next, just click next here. These options you want to just keep it default. I wouldn't mess with that, and just click next. And now you see all the check marks in there. Check, everything is check. That means you're good from this end. Now let's go to client machine. I'm going to client machine. Basically I'm getting out of the server, so client machine is Windows 7 right now, and now I am in the client machine. The first thing you need to do now, like I said, this part was done if I was working somewhere, I would have done this part when I was creating an image. But in this case, this computer is a new computer. We have to configure that client first. So you go to control panel. I think I did it pretty quick. Control panel, you go to system security, or if you're not going through system security, you can click on categories and then just click small icons, and then you will see configuration manager right here, or the other way was under the system security. So you click on configuration manager, and then what you do is you go to actions, and here's the action that is basically push it. So which is machine policy, retrieval, and evaluation cycle. Okay, you click the run now, and you click OK. Alright, so now let's go and see if it's really happening. Go up here. So just give it a second. So you see now software is available. That just came up from server. We click on that, double click on that, and let's see, open it. Now in this case we gave a user, like, opportunity to run this on their own, or if you clicked on required option, it would have done automatically. It would have just installed it on the machine. So you see available software here, and the client can see a lot of softwares in here, depending on however you set it up. So they click right here, and then they click on install, and then they just wait for installation to happen. Preparing downloading, installing, failed, installed. Okay, so you saw the failed thing option was pretty crazy, but it just went through anyways. I don't know. So if it failed, it will say failed, and I'll give you a reason. You can go back to your server and find out, see what's going on in there. But you can see the software just came in here. You double click on it, make sure the software is working. It's coming up, taking time. You get that I don't know at this moment, and you see that software is basically working. So okay, so that was a very basic way of using SCCM 2012, which was a little bit more advanced than what we did last time, and it gets more like, better and better. You can use scripts and all that. We're gonna go to that point, but not right now. So that was just to show you guys that this is how it's done from a corporate software. That is basically this you might see in a lot of offices. Now let me tell you a very good benefit of SCCM too. There's a SCCM free client version. It's an open source software. I use it every day. The reason I use it every day, if you have the server configured, like if you have this server and if you have the software configured correctly and you use the open source client on any machine in your, like let's say you're an admin and you're using it, you can do a lot of stuff. I do uninstall softwares, uninstall Java. Then when I have problems, I can basically troubleshoot server related problems, services, processes. I can do anything with that. So this is a very beneficial tool, and we're gonna go all those when we start the troubleshooting part of sections. This is just a deployment and installation and software part of the section, so we're not touching that right now. Okay, other part that you can touch is right here. This was pretty easy. You did the created a definition from here. Now what if you want to make your own package? You can also do that. You can just click on create package, and in this one I'm not gonna push it because I don't have a MSI for anything. So you can basically come back here and say Firefox, name it, manufacturer. It's up to you if you want to. You can leave this part right here if you want to and then go straight to next one, or you can just pick it from here, source folder, and just go in there, and just like we did the backslash and then we pick the file, or you can just go browse it and pick the source. But what you do is after that, once you pick it, you go to next, and then from here you can also pick the Firefox. Like for example, you want to pick just like from type, if you want to pick from here, just name it and go browse, pick the file, and then give it a switch name, which is /ms for Firefox, and that's how you do it from here. Click next, and the same way it will create a package. But the easier way would be this one, create package from definition. So that basically is already done for you. But if you want to go a little bit, do your own and try to give it it's like a custom software that you want to give it a name, versions, different version names, and you can basically put that in this one right here. You can also use application to deploy. So if you want to use application, all you gotta do is right click on create application. Once you right click on application, this takes a few seconds to come up. So once you see this, basically you get this. What type of installation that you want to do is you can pick different type of virtualization app, Google Play. You can do a lot of stuff in here, and I'll leave this to MSI one. And in here what you do is you pick your file, what you want, and in this one I'll show, let's see if we can do SCCM tools. That's another software. We can try that in here, and you can see it will just pick that whole path in there. So I just picked the MSI. You can pick anything you want. Click on next. I still think PDQ is extremely easy to use for just software deployment and for a help desk support specialist course. And if you are in help desk, I wouldn't be using this for deployment because that one is super easy and you don't require any servers for that. You can just use one computer, any computer, XP, Windows 7, 8. Makes it super easy to do your job. So this was just to show you guys there are more things too. So if you see this name, don't get scared or anything. Just this is something just running from server and it has a little bit more stuff to it, and that's it. This one, let's name it tools, and you see your command was already in there, so you don't want to change it. This is the one that pushes it, and that basically tells that it's going to be quite. So /u mean it's going to be quite installation. You can put names in there if you want to. I wouldn't do that right now. I'm just gonna click next here. Say, is this working? Alright, so you see all the check marks in there, and all you do is just click close, and you see the application is right here now. All you gotta do is right click on it, and the part that we're interested in just deploy. So here you just click on browse collection. Now here's, you might want to use device collection which is a better way to do it. And here you pick the configuration manager clients. Like I said, we need the client on that machine to be able for this to work. So click next here, and then you click distribution point, which is the same. You're gonna see this the server domain name here, and then you click next. Now in the first one we did available. Now let's do required on this one, and that will basically force install this as soon as possible, because I want to do it right now for this video, but you can set your time in there and you leave that part right there like it is. Create deployment alert when threshold is lower than that. Means if it's more than 60%, right, it will tell you that it will give you a message on the server that it's being installed, everything is correct, and you click next. Alright, so that server deployment just went through. We close that. You see deployment is 1 right here, and we go to client machine now, and let's close this and first check it if it just, so you see Microsoft Math that was install software. I don't see anything here, so let's just do that part right here, configuration manager, and then you go to actions. Let's update the policy here, machine policy, click run. Okay, close this, close that, and let's see what happened here. SCCM tool just started installing right now, installed already. So this is how it is. It works here. You go here, you go to all programs, and you can see configuration 2007 tool is installed on your machine client. And this is how it works basically. You get either applications, you can do that with a deployment, or either you create your own packages, or you create packages from already defined packages. So this video was just to show you guys there are different softwares to do deployment. Okay, we started from a very basic installation for an IT person, for a non-IT person who wants to get into IT. So the person would think, now after watching all the series of videos from basic to advanced installation, you should have some kind of idea. If someone asks you in an interview or something, do you know how to deploy a software? Now if you're new, you never touched this deployment stuff, your answers are going to be very different than before this video. Let's say if you never watched this video, you would say, okay, what is deployment of software? I know installation of software, but what is deployment? So now from that basic video to advanced and this video, if somebody asks you about deployment, software deployment, this is what they're talking about. So what you can answer this: yes, I have experience on multiple softwares. I know I have basically tested. I have did installations from shared drives. I have did installations from open source softwares or free softwares. There are open source softwares also. There's free, like PDQ one is free, and you can say I have used that on a single machine and did like a small deployment, Java, Flash, and stuff like that. But for big deployments, let's say you want to use some kind of corporate name, like you don't want to be you want to sound a little better than just say SCCM 2012. I have did deployment on that one. So now you basically, if I was the manager, I asked you this question and you give me all these answers, I will definitely not ask you anything about deployment anymore, because this is enough for a person to basically pass that question. So alright, thank you for watching this video, and I'm sorry for the voice today, messed up, but I'll make sure next time will be good and healthy. Thank you. Bye bye.